How is it going? I hope everyone is doing super well. It is Holly Renee, and I am going to do a quick guided reading for the collective. I have this set up this way because I just feel like I'm going to talk today, and I'll probably pull a few cards, but I want to give this message out. I'm going to be talking today about facing your inner demons, inner shadows, your inner ego beliefs to allow yourself to kind of free yourself. We're connecting in with this beautiful energy here, the diamond-hearted Dakini. Unfortunately, I'm not 1,000% sure how to say her name, so I am going to not butcher it, and we're going to just know that she is, of course, um, honored by us, and I'm excited to see what wants to come through. So, this is a collective message, and the big thing is I'm being called to talk about where you can begin to kind of loosen the grips of what you've done previously. Where can you take a moment to kind of understand that life is always going to serve us with what we would see, the human perspective, as highs and lows. And when we can start to make friends with the low, when we can start to make a change in those experiences to look in a different way and look in a different perspective, it can really shift the flow of which we are experiencing things. Today, I'm going to just channel as I am now, and I'm going to allow this energy to really flow, whatever messages want to come through. The creation, the creation that you are moving towards, moving after, experiencing, the one that you see right now in your reality, it's blinded by past experiences. It's blinded by this belief that things have to be different or they have to look different or they are somehow keeping you from experiencing the thing that you want to experience. As long as these blinders are on, you'll forever have this type of perception. It doesn't matter what things look like. This will always creep back up. And there is an expansion here. There is a breath, there is an exhale, there is a knowing. There's a knowing that there's clarity on the other side. And also there's so much tainted energy that has been brought in by past experiences that I'm hearing. At what point do you decide I care too much about myself? I care too much about the people that I surround myself with, that I affect by the way that I act and the experiences and choices that I continue to make. At what point do I say, I think it's time. I think it's time that I take a better look. Take a better look at how could I do things differently? How could I finally look at these fears and say, you know what? What is it? What do you want? And this beautiful like goddess energy talks about the teachings. What they're known for is to um basically face these ego beliefs, which could be known as the shadow or your inner demons, right? Face them and feed them, be open to them. And so I want to look at, where is this showing up in your life today? I want to look at, and I'm gonna, set the intention that we're gonna get some insight on things, on how you can grow and how you can shift. And um what it is that is being asked for you to kind of allow. Okay. You see, I feel like whoever this is for, whoever this reaches and feels like it's resonating, you're in a void. You're in this space, or maybe they're referencing the void. Okay. You may not necessarily be in it now, but they're referencing this moment of calm, this inner winter, rest, patience, waiting. Okay. You're in this space. And it may feel like you are wasting time. It may feel like things are more difficult than you want them to be. It may feel like there's this frustration of, can we just get to the good part? Um, it's heavy. And this heaviness is showing you something. And until we are willing and ready to say, okay, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to listen to it, we can't quite move forward the way that we want. And we have the wastelands here. It says sustainability, slow down, tend to your gardens. This fertile void is what it's called, secret beginnings. You see, when things feel like they're kind of at a standstill or they're kind of like, what's happening? What's going on? A lot of times we think that this is, oh, we're at the end, or sometimes we think, we're just being stuck. Life's happening to me. We fall into victim mode. And the message that's here is that the void what if this moment of interwinter and this rest and patience that you're being asked to kind of step into or to be in or feel or experience over and over, right? Because it does feel like this up and down type of energy. Perhaps this is because this is where you go for your birth. This is where you go for the beginnings, right? Maybe this isn't, ending of the cycle. Maybe this is the beginning of the new cycle. But because you're so used to looking at the shadows and the dark as something as quote unquote bad, because the human perspective has made it that way. And of course, it does sometimes feel hard. What if instead of looking at it like that, though, you could shift your perspective to understanding that this is absolutely necessary for you to truly free yourself? It's asking for patience, it's asking for clarity, it's asking for time, it's asking for you to slow down and, bring in a sustainable connection to yourself. The thing is that you bring your own waters. In the desert, you bring the water. You literally bring it to yourself, right? Like, and you can choose to either see it there and drink it and bathe yourself, you know, or you can choose to look at how difficult everything else is. You have to come back to you. And the way you do this is by taking a step back, slowing down in your reality, slowing down in the things that you are doing, slowing down in this void and honoring it. Think about when you are like at a pool or at a lake or somewhere where there's not a lot of people. Um, Maybe it was like in the bath or something, and you go underwater, and it's just this silence, this stillness, being in this like gap, the gap of like pure potentiality, this moment where nothing else matters, and all you hear is the energy of the water flowing in your ears. This is the space that you're being called to go to. Not literally. I mean, you could do it literally, but this is the space where the birth really takes place, that stillness, that calm, that moment before you're really pushed into this next level. It doesn't mean that you're at the end, you're beginning the process of being released. You're in the beginning of the cycle. Stop telling yourself that the cycle is almost over. I'm almost at the end. No, it's done. you're in a beautiful cycle here, whether it is new, whether it's been new, it doesn't matter. You're not trying to get out of an old way of doing things. You're not trying to get out of an old cycle or finish it or complete it or win. That's not the point of this. It's you're already in a new cycle. You're in life. You're just in your life. And these cycles are just the ebbs and flows of learning this cycle. That's it. So, right now, you're being asked to go underwater, maybe hold your breath, hear your heartbeat in your ears, and honor this place. Honor the stillness, honor the discovery of what you hear and what you feel and what you see. When you come back up above the surface, you take a big breath of fresh air. And you know that you've done it. And then when life asks you to go back down again, it's same thing. You just experience what is. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to force yourself. Just allowing yourself to be. Okay. All right. Let me pull a couple more cards of advice. Literally, both of my tea lights have gone out in this reading. It's done, you guys. It's done. We keep ourselves stuck in these beliefs that, like, we have to be somewhere different. It's like the stillness, the time when we're forced to have patience. This is the magic. This is the discovery. This is when you learn all of the experiences and eventually clarity will hit and you'll understand why. And that is really powerful. Speaking of powerful, power. Own your power. Every storm brings a fresh new beginning. Look at that. You should really look at the things that you've been going through the past however long, 2 years, 2 months, whatever it is for you. Look at what you've been going through and look at how much you have come through for yourself. You have really tended to yourself. You have been in this space of, I'm going under, and I'm choosing to go under. And when you choose to go under, it's because you know that on the other side of that, you get to breathe that fresh air. But you're choosing. No one's holding you under, right? It may feel like it. But on some level, we have to understand that there's something much bigger than us. Something about our soul that is much bigger. The perspective is much wider than our human brain could really ever fathom. And so, on some level, you did still choose to do certain things this life journey, and whether you like it or not, you're choosing to go underwater because you know that under the water is the expansion. And you could choose to stop. You could choose to stop evolving and to stop, you could go back to old ways of being, but there's something within you that would never allow it. Ever. And it's because on every level, whether you consciously understand or not, you know that you're here to do, what your soul really desires to do. And when you choose a path of enlightenment or awakening or as a healer, whatever, you choose to understand whatever it is that you need to know to be able to make it to the space that you deem to be that heaven on earth, right? I don't think I'm supposed to be pulling from that deck. You see those cards falling out? Mhm. Peace. Embrace your confusion. Let there be peace in not knowing all of the answers. Oof, that's a hard one, isn't it? When you're under the water, you may not know why you're there, but you can see that the breath is creating this really beautiful blossoming above water. they're showing me how like really beautiful like bouquet of flowers. It must be like sustained by the water. Like it needs all aspects. And it's the same with this. Like your evolution needs moments of pause. I'm hearing some of you have been going underwater so much, like intentionally. Like it's kind of like intentionally putting yourself in the dark or intentionally putting yourself by asking like the hard questions, right? In your evolution and things like that. And it really kind of rapidly moves things forward. So you've been intentionally doing this because you've been wanting to grow. You want to evolve. You want to be, this next level you, this better self. Um, First and foremost, this shit's not easy. I'm telling you right now from experience. I just dropped that card, but you're choosing to do that and you've had so much shift and change. Like you've had so much awareness come in, you've had so much um like understanding, and it's caused you to like really look at life differently. And sometimes we have to pause to kind of embody those new things that we've been feeling and hearing. So that's what I feel like is happening here. And so they're saying, embrace the confusion, embrace this void, embrace, this need to like slow down. Um, Magnificence. Own your magnificence. The world needs your brilliance and grace. See, own how powerful you are. We have own your power and own your magnificence. So these beliefs here might be that, you can't, or you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, or why would anyone want to do that? Or why would you be, deserving of this or that? Because all you've ever experienced is the opposite, right? And that is the medicine. That is what you need to go down in the waters, in this void to really look at. And this beautiful goddess energy is there to assist in that in every single way. And you do this by owning yourself, even when it feels hard, by coming back to you, by slowing down, by tending to yourself. And when you tend to yourself, you create the healing, you attract the healing to you, even when it feels like you're in such a dry, dense space. Okay. So I hope that this helps some of you. Again, my name is Holly Renee, and I am a psychic medium and I teach advanced psychic development. I teach about how to honor your intuition, whether you do it in business or whether you just free yourself in your day-to-day life. And I'm so happy that you're here. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment and let me know how this resonates. How does it sit in your body? What does it feel like? So we can chat about it a little bit further. And if you're interested, I do have a free mini online course in the description below as well, where you can download and begin to connect yourself in this way. And if you want to know even more about tapping into your intuition on another level, I do have a membership available right now. Enrollment is open. The cat is outside meowing. I know you cannot hear him, but he is. Enrollment is open for only $33 a month. We meet 3 times a month. I have guest speakers in there, and we learn about how to honor your intuition in every day and in your life, and how to tap into your psychic gifts to create the life that you've really, really been desiring. So, with all of that, I can't wait to connect more. And I can't wait to see your comments and to see what comes through for you. I hope you have such a lovely rest of your day, and I will chat with you soon.